Maybe I deserve a dirty one, Jimmy. Alright, we're starting at work. It is about 3 o'clock and it is Indiana Midget Week. Usually I do work on some cool shit. The Corvette up there, M4 BMW. Corvette, M4 BMW. We do cool splitters, dive planes, hood vents, and yeah, spoilers and shit as well. It's pretty cool. And wings, big wings. Pretty much for, yeah, production time attack cars. So we're loaded up and I'm heading solo to Paragon tonight.
Side by side down the front stretch, we see the 42 and the 17.
Now, 10 cars, more than what we normally have on track on a weekly basis, but as the times continue to tick, Brandon Spencer at the top of the charts right now. Harley Burns runs second, Todd Hobson third. White flag comes out in Group 2. Todd Hobson jumps to P1 at 15.084.
Talked to Todd last week just before the races began here, Brad, and was talking to him about the consistency that he's showing this year that's placed him in the spots that have been really close to success, but just not quite close enough. And he says that each and every week, each and every night out on the track, he feels just a little bit closer. And thinking tonight might be the night for Todd.
How about Todd Hobson by 9 thousandths of a second was the quickest at 15.084. Brandon Spencer, 15.093. Then
All right, so qualifying, I was so hot and flustered I did not even make videos. Qualifying was good, went quick again, but camera issues. Kept flicking the on button. I don't know, this camera's copped a few rocks. And I had to hit the camera, but hit the on button, hit the on button, hit the on button, wasn't beeping, I'm like battery's screwed. Anyway, I just assumed the battery's screwed and left it off. I'm there to do a job. Qualify, like, as I said, the camera is the last thing I need. Couldn't do on flow. That was I think our third or fourth one. Anyway, the problem with that is it buries us in the heat. We start fourth. Looks like my natural habitat.
Yeah. I mean, around the top works. If you stick the bottom, it works. Later to run at the top.
Harley Burns looking for redemption after last night's feature in Circle City. We've seen Harley win here already this season, and I say it each and every week, Harley's one of the up-and-coming stars in the sprint car racing world.
Here comes Todd Hobson to the inside of Brandon Spencer. Hobson to the third position. Spencer fighting back to the high side. Good battle for that third and fourth position as Hobson gets the run out of turn 4 and takes up the third spot.
Whole lot of dig in that 77 machine as you see him patiently and methodically work the bottom of turn 3 and 4, looking to stay away from those slick spots on the top side of the speedway, Brad.
Brandon Spencer got high on the cushion, turned well through turns 3 and 4, back on the rear end of that number 77 car. Now here comes Hunter Maddox. He's to the inside, Spencer, and Maddox will take over the final transfer spot.
Hunter Maddox with Butch Mundy spinning the wrenches on that 24M machine. Keep your eye on him with that final transfer spot as the 22 of Brandon Maddox looks to seal the deal and reclaim that 5th and final transfer spot.
One car way high off the racetrack. I believe that was
77 of Todd Hobson sails it just a little too high off the ends of turn 1 and 2. Tough break for him. He's going to have to fight his way back into that 4th and final transfer spot.
Now he'll head to the B main, but right now, Nathan Smee has moved up into that final transfer spot in the 42 AU. Harley Burns has got the big lead over Cameron Rose, Hunter Maddox, and Nathan Smee, but they won a battle for third on back. 4 cars under a blanket, 1 car spins in turn 4, and the caution flag will fly.
That'll be the 16K of Colin Parker around the wrong direction at turn number 4.
Green flag back in the air. We're back underway with 2 laps to go. Burns, Rose, Maddox is right there. Smee, and here comes the 22 of Spencer to the high side. He's looking to try to get that final transfer spot, as is Todd Hobson. 3 cars under a blanket for that final transfer spot.
Keep your eye on that 22 as he tries the high line. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch, and 1 lap to go, Brad. It's going to be exciting. Who's it going to be?
Harley Burns out front in the Rose, and then we got Maddox.
Maddox moves into that final transfer spot in front of Smee.
Come out of turn number 4. Harley Burns will win the heat race. Cameron LaRose will come home second. Hunter Maddox and Brandon Spencer will advance on to the A main. Isaac Chapel was the first car out. Todd Hobson 6th. Nathan Smee was 7th. 8th. Evan Mosley, Colin Parker 9th. And James Boyd 10th.
Alrighty, so there, I grabbed a little too much. I hit the hump right where I slowed down and locked the brakes up, locked the motor up. Thankfully it started again. I didn't have to go all the way to the back, but really buried us then. Definitely copped it, but because it looked like I just flew off on flow and it was a little bit embarrassing, but I actually didn't. Got the brakes, running the top. I should have been on the bottom. I think the bottom was a little faster. The top, this was giving up a little bit. It was so slick below it, and you couldn't really like roll around, and we were a bit free to just be able to roll around. We probably needed a 96 on, but anyway, that buries us. I think we're 6 in the B.
Green flag in the air, and the B-main is underway for the D-Transport 410 sprint cars. Isaac Chappell's got the early jump, but here comes Jaden Rogers. Rogers and Chappell side by side out of turn 2. Chappell will take over the top spot. Come through turns 3 and 4. Isaac Chappell out in turn number 4. He will lead lap number 1. Moving into the second spot is Trey Osborne, and then Jaden Rogers and Noah Whitehouse in that final transfer spot, but here comes Todd Hobson. Hobson to the outside of Whitehouse for that final transfer spot. In turns 3 and 4. Whitehouse hanging on for now as the lead is now Trey Osborne, who gets around Isaac Chappell, but Chappell still fighting to the top side. Trey Osborne pulls away from Chappell now as Jaden Rogers runs third. Whitehouse holding on to that final spot over Todd Hobson. Hobson working the outside lane as they come out at turn number 4 and put lap number 3 up on the board. Trey Osborne continuing to lead. Isaac Chappell, Jaden Rogers, and Noah Whitehouse still the top 4 as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. And that's how they come out at turn number 4. Hobson trying to hang on to 5th as the caution flag flies. We have a car stopped over in turn number. Green flag back in the air, back underway with 8 laps to go. Jaden Rogers working the top side. Here comes Todd Hobson as well. Todd Hobson working the outside lane, trying to get around Noah Whitehouse for that final transfer spot as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. We'll have 7 laps to go. As Jaden Rogers working the outside lane, he moves up to the second spot. Now he's looking to try to get a beat on Trey Osborne. as they head down the back straightaway. Osborne, Jaden Rogers working to the outside. Rogers to the high side to come out of turn number 4. Osborne hangs on, but Rogers is coming. Isaac Chappell is sitting right behind that battle. And then Todd Hobson has cleared Noah Whitehouse for that final transfer spot. Here comes Jalen Rogers. Rogers to the top side. High, wide, and handsome out of turn number 4. Can he clear Osborne? No, they are wheel to wheel to turn 1. Jalen Rogers now will clear Trey Osborne and pick up the lead of the race with 5 laps to go. Isaac Chappell and Todd Osborne now. Noah Whitehouse on the outside looking in. That's a good battle for the final transfer spot. Trey Osborne still working the bottom group, but Jalen Rogers getting that outside group to work. But Isaac Chappell in 3rd, Todd Hobson in 4th, and then Noah Whitehouse. Those 5 cars have pulled away from the rest of the field. Trey Osborne working the bottom groove. He's trying to get alongside of Jaden Rogers. Come out of turn number 2, Jaden Rogers has a car length advantage over Trey Osborne as will come to 2 laps to go here at the line. Osborne just cutting it around the bottom, but Rogers hanging on by about 4 car lengths as they come through turns 1 and 2. Will come to the white flag next time by. Todd Hobson trying to draw a beat on Isaac Chappell for the 3rd spot. Those 4 cars safely into the A-main, white flag in the air. Jaden Rogers, the Worthington, Indiana native, and the caution comes out for a car spun in turn number 4. And that changes everything. That means next time, no, we're going green this time. Green and white flag together. As Jaden Rogers leading Trey Osborne in turns 1 and 2. Osborne to the bottom. Rogers is up high to come out of turn 2. Rogers gets the advantage down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Jalen Rogers up high. Osborne down low. Out of turn number 4. Checker flag in the air. Oh, the caution comes out again right before the checker flag. As they come out at turn number 4, Jaden Rogers lead them back to the green and white flag. We're back underway as they dive back into turns 1 and 2. First 3 cars above the racetrack. Todd Hobson working the outside group. Hobson getting all kinds of ground down the back straightaway. He draws a beat on Isaac Chappell. But Jaden Rogers out of turn number 4 with Trey Osborne in tow. Jaden Rogers will win the B-main with Trey Osborne. Todd Hobson got the 3rd. And Isaac Chappell was 4th.
Water would be great, and another headstock. I think I was getting better on the top, and the car would just do what I wanted. Put an extra bit of weight in for the fuel as well in the back. I think that'll make it a bit better. The car was pretty good otherwise. I thought I was going to get pretty bottom dominant, but I think me and Jaden got it working.
Grab it.
Can I have a rag and a drink? I don't care what it is, if it's a Gatorade or something.
Go grab Todd a rag and a water.
Clean rag.
Clean rag.
right, so feature race. Damn, that was cool. We never got any airtime on flow because we weren't. It was a very good race for the lead, but yeah, I just ran the bottom, picked a few off. I see them all like I'd get a couple, get a couple, get a couple. Then I'm like, screw it, let's run the top, and we just started picking them off for a solid 19th to 7th. Felt good to get that in after the little hiccup in the heat race, but it just shows the speed you have and the car you have and the opportunity you wasted. I hate to say it like that, but you have to think that way sometimes. Like woulda, coulda, shoulda. But still, yeah, badass. We had that good recovery. Wish I didn't start so deep, but anyway, it's fun to pass cars, but I'm getting over passing cars, let's just say that. Thanks again to the boys. I took it all down from work. That just shows how cool this state is. I can work till 3 o'clock, still go and race a sprint car race that night and go to work the next day and not feel killed. So I was a little shitty the next day, just going back to back and taking it all down myself. So, but leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Nearly caught up now, which is cool. So yeah, next one's another race at Paragon, surprisingly. Death taxes me at Paragon on a Saturday. Things that are inevitable.